Okay. I gotta make sure I'm here. Oh, turn that bitch down. Oh, fuck. Alright, hopefully that's good. Maybe. Oh. I don't know. I had to do an update and I should have just fucking waited until after. Try that, see if that's better. I don't know. Okay, it is. Sweet. Alright, so let me just. Alright, so off, only, and both. Okay. Alright, finally. We're good to go. Took me some time, but anyway, welcome. Oh. Welcome to the Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Carlito Santiago. And today, we, of course, had another good episode of Friday Night SmackDown in Saudi Arabia. Riyadh. They were going to be in the Kingdom Arena today, so look out for that. The live stream for Night of Champions on Peacock or Netflix internationally will be streaming starting at 11 with a kickoff of 2 hours, I believe, and it will start at 1. But along with John Cena and CM Punk's final confrontation before the PLE, we had 3 title matches here. Did anybody become new champions? Did Nia Jax able to win the Women's Championship back? And did the Street Profits win against the Wyatts? We'll find out. Who will be king? The question isn't more of who will, but who shall be king. SmackDown opened with a brief intro for Michael Cole before Cody Rhodes made his way to the arena. The King of the Ring crown was on a podium in the ring, and Cody was wearing a suit. So it was clear this would be a long promo from the get-go. My daddy! Before Rhodes could speak, though, Orton's music hit. The Viper put over Rhodes for beating Jey Uso to get to the finals before the show cut to a different angle. This was the segment that experienced technical difficulties in the arena, so all the footage looked a little grainy. Other than the weird camera angles, this was a pretty standard promo exchange. Orton and Rhodes have been down this road before, so there wasn't much new ground to cover. They did the best they could, but it would be hard for anyone in their position to make this match feel more important or even interesting. Graded a B-, having the full PLE set for a regular SmackDown definitely gave the show a different feel. WWE put up a small graphic before the technical issue, too. So, Jimmy Uso took on Jeff Cobb. Solo Sikoa gave Jeff Cobb a quick pep talk before his match against Jimmy. He said he wanted Jimmy to return to his family. So he sent Jeff Cobb to remind him what it feels like to be all alone. Cobb took the early lead, but Uso made a quick comeback. As he tried to hit a suicide dive, Sikoa blocked him and tried to convince him to join the family once again. Come join back. Come join back. As the show cut to a break. Of course, Cobb eventually got the win with the Tour of the Islands, thanks to the distraction from Solo. This match didn't have much to it and retreaded familiar grounds. But this story is going to move forward, then it was worth it. So Sikoa once again tried to convince Jimmy to come back, but was met with a slap. Of course, Cobb attacked him from behind, but Jacob Fatu ended up making the save. Uso and Fatu shared a look, but didn't exactly seem friendly. It's great to see, plus nothing really, good there. It's still weird to hear Uso in the Winds instead of Whisper in the Winds from the top. Fuck it. Fuck the Uso in the Winds. It's Whisper in the Winds. Fuck you. We got our first title match here, though. It was Zelina Vega defending against Julia. The first of 3 matches saw Vega defend the Women's United States Championship against Julia. But before I move to that, I should say that Jacob and Jimmy both had an exchange outside the parking lot. If you know what I mean. They had an exchange, and it was more of like, okay, you stand on your side, I stand on mine. If we, I'll help you, but just do not, stay in your role, stay in your place. All right, get in where you fit in. Okay. Don't even think about coming for this, the United States Championship. So, yeah, there's that. They just quick little talk in the parking lot. I think Jacob's retaining the title, though. Or it's going to end in DQ. Somehow it's going to end in shenanigans. So, Julia and Vega. They started with an exchange of 2 counts before taking each other down with simultaneous kicks. Even though Julia is not known for her size, Julia is not known for her size. She was enjoying... Okay. Tongue twister here. Even though Julia is not known for her size, as you know, she was enjoying being the bigger competitor in this match. After hitting a moonsault, Vega began selling a leg injury. Once we returned from a break, the challenger was firmly in control. Vega began building some momentum after hitting a running knee against the steel steps. After regaining the upper hand, Julia hit a Northern Lights bomb for the pin to become the new Women's United States Champion. This match had some weak points, but it had a lot more good than bad. Both women put on a great effort, so Julia is our new United States Champion. Julia called the United States Champion a stepping stone in her promo, and Wade Barrett took exception to that on behalf of every former champion. Of course, the former champion is Chelsea Green. The way Julia transitioned from one pin to another during the first exchange was awesome. I caught a bit of it. It was really pretty good. Yeah, Julia's champion. Now I don't know what they're going to do with Vega. What's next? What's next for Zelina Vega? And most of her title runs, Zelina Vega, had to do with Chelsea Green and all the other fucking goons. So, now it's who shall be the queen? Because we got the same thing we got from Cody and Randy here with Jade and Asuka. So Jade and Asuka both came to the ring with Wade Barrett ahead of their Queen of the Ring match. Barrett asked why Cargill is confident she will win. She said it's because she isn't afraid of Asuka and sees her as an opportunity. After Asuka responded, Naomi came out with her briefcase, and after talking some trash, Jade went after her, but she knocked Asuka in the process. So Asuka got back up to her feet and took out Jade with a couple of kicks. This was a little more effective than the men's segment because it set up some tension and addressed another feud in the progress. So there's that. Also, Michael Cole very briefly mentioned that SmackDown officially will be going back to 2 hours starting next week. filmed, taped, already ready to go for 2 hours of SmackDown because CUSA's got another show they're going to want to put on 10 p.m. slot. So, yeah. WWE aired a clip of Barrett winning the King of the Ring tournament 10 years ago by defeating Pac, also known as Neville. So next up, we had DIY taking on Andrade and Rey Fenix. Andrade teamed up with Rey Fenix this week to take on Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. El Idolo and Phoenix used their high-flying offense to take control almost immediately and kept it until the show went to a break. We returned to see DIY having taken over, but Phoenix fought off Ciampa, leading to a hot tag. They kept the match competitive and traded control several times before getting to the finish. DIY came close, but Andrade and Phoenix pulled off the victory with their combined finishers. This was a really fun match that saw all 4 guys do some great work. B+. Yeah. Just a little kind of like throw you in there tag team match. It's great to see El Idolo, and it's great to see Rey Fenix getting some action here. Phoenix has been doing tag team work with his brother, of course, Penta. So it's great to also see Andrade get some here. Honestly, if Vince was still here, his name would be cut to Phoenix, and Penta would just stay Penta. Like, they cut the Rey so you don't get confused with Rey Mysterio. But we're going to keep the Rey Fenix. We then had our tag team title match. Before we got to that, Ron Killing came out to the ring to call out Cena for another fight. But he ended up taking a black mass from Aleister Black, who Truth interrupted backstage 2 weeks in a row. Black said they were even now before walking away. But this will almost certainly lead to a match soon. And I'm glad that we are going to get Aleister Black and R-Truth. Or Ron Killings. I'm glad we're getting Ron Killings and fucking Black. It's going to be interesting. Because Ron Killings isn't going to be a pushover. You're not just going to, do that to me. So, whatever. Next up, our tag team title match. Which saw Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins defend the belts against Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis. Ford got down onto all fours with Lumis before they popped up to their feet and started trading fast punches. Fraxium, DIY, Los Garzas, minus the E, and Motor City, if I'm not even doing it right. Probably not. Lewis will say show you how to do it. Oops. Showed up at ringside to make sure the Wyatts didn't get involved. After the break, the match ended up being called off due to the involvement of everyone at fucking ringside. This match was fine until that happened, so it felt like we were robbed of a competitive title bout. And another switching of the hands. In a funny way, a woman in the crowd very audibly yelled, "Why Aleister?" in a funny way. I really can't show WWE's video because I don't want to get copyrighted. So, C. Lumis also tried to pin Ford when he wasn't the legal man. So, then we got to our last match before the confrontation between Cena and Punk. Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton in for the women's title in a last man standing. Or last woman standing. So, Jax got an early advantage by attacking Stratton before the ref even called for the bell. Tiffany tried to make a comeback, but she took several steel steps to the stomach. The challenger cleared off the announce table and hit a Samoan drop on top of it. We returned from a break to see Stratton having rebounded and using weapons to inflict damage. The ring had 2 chairs, a kendo stick, and a table. But it was almost an exposed turnbuckle that kept Tiffany down for the count. This was never going to be a match full of technical exchanges. This was designed to be hardcore as they could get away with. And in that regard, they succeeded. Because both women were almost counted down after a powerbomb through the table. But Naomi showed up looking to cash in. Stratton took her down with the briefcase, hit a moonsault onto her and Jax at the same time. So Tiffany put Jax through 2 tables at ringside to get the win and retain her title. Also, Tiffany's bodysuit looked pretty good because in Saudi Arabia, the women are not allowed to show skin other than their face, their hands. But, period, they're not supposed to show. It's part of their culture. I'm glad that they're following suit to that. Graded a B, and Tiffany should stay champion. And honestly, like I said, for the Women's Queen of the Ring tournament, with Asuka and Jade Cargill being the last 2 finalists, I could see it go either way. I could see Asuka versus Io, and I can see Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton with Naomi taking it away from Jade Cargill. Like, say Jade Cargill wins the title, Naomi could easily cash in and take that away from her. Just like how Naomi took away the spot for Jade Cargill in the Women's War Games of last year. So, yeah. Now we get to you steal from me and I steal from you. You see, John Cena stole the pipe bomb from Punk last week. So Punk decided to do the same in return by dressing up as Cena's Thugonomics from back in the day. Not only did he dress the part, but Punk even brought his own rap lyrics. Unfortunately, he didn't even come close to matching the level of sting with his words that Cena used to get with these promos. On paper, this was a good idea, but in execution, it was a little lacking. Punk tripped over some lines, and there was more than one or two questionable rhymes. And there's only two that stood out, and that was same shirt, same hat, some shit like that. The last thing he said, and then the one of where I wish WWE hiring my ex back. You know, C+. On paper, good idea, but execution was kind of bad. What Punk should have done is he should have fucking attacked Cena, dropped his ass, right? And then sit crisscrossed, or no. Yeah, beat Cena's ass at the rampway, come back, sit in the middle of the ring, look at Cena as he's down, and mention and talk about the things that he brought up. Or something different. I don't think the rap Thugonomics idea was good. It's just, I don't know. I agree with this statement here. On paper, great idea. But in execution, it fucking lacked. So, C+. But what was this show as a whole? Well, the final episode of SmackDown Before the Night of Champions was a surprisingly brisk show, considering how much ground it covered. Not only did we get a little build-up, a little bit of build-up for most of the matches that will take place later on in the day, we also got a lot of stuff that was solely booked to make the show feel special. 3 title matches with only 1 title change would make most episodes on TV feel like a bigger deal. But when a title change actually occurs, it's much more entertaining. I did see a clip of Wheezy Blonde. Shout out, Wheezy Blonde. She missed it. She went to go grab her phone and she missed the Julia winning. She came back. She was so shocked. But, yeah, Julia winning the United States Championship wasn't necessarily shocking, but it was a great moment for her in this early in her career. And I agree. I didn't think Julia should have won. Honestly, I don't think she should have won. But in the same essence, I mean, it was a great moment to have. At least have 1 title change. I thought the Wyatt Six were actually going to win the tag team titles. That was one I thought was going to happen. I knew Tiffany was not going to drop it to Nia Jax this soon. Tiffany definitely could lose it at SummerSlam, whoever she faces. The tag team match with Andrade and DIY was best bell-to-bell performance on the show, but the Profits and Wyatts probably would have surpassed them had they been given more time and a clean finish. Not the bullshit that they are still doing with the tag team division. But hey, SmackDown's at least making an effort. Raw, what are you doing with your tag team division? Let's see. Waiting. All right, yeah, nothing. So Adam Pearce, Scrap Daddy Dog, I want you to listen to me. Before you make those big announcements on your little X page or your little fucking Twitter about good morning, guys. No, here's your good morning. Your good morning should be, good morning. I've got some good tag team news. We're going to have tag team chaos happen on fucking Raw. And I'm going to have my tag team champions actually defend their titles on the night that I say they're going to fucking defend their titles. So, Adam Pearce, just a little mention. Work with your tag team division, because it's lacking, buddy. It's really lacking. At least SmackDown's trying to do something. Anyway, this was great. A B, and honestly, this show is a B. It's a great show to watch. Good show to watch. Good show. Not a great one. Good show to watch though. But again, other matches, like, they didn't feel that much important. Like, instance, like Jimmy And Jeff Cobb didn't feel that important. The tag team match between the Wyatt, yeah, that wasn't really important. And then Cena's promo in the end it just lacked. It sort of lacked. Kind of left us like kind of wanting some more. But that was SmackDown. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. I thought this was great. We're now building up to, of course, Night of Champions. You guys will get the review tomorrow morning around 10 a.m. So, yeah. If you guys don't mind, if you guys are like these, please, I would appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, drop the like, comment down below, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a stream from yours truly. Predictions already out. Go check out that clip. And yeah, this has been the SmackDown summary. I will see you guys next Tuesday, and Lewis will be here next Saturday. And yes, I know I promised you guys Lewis would have been here, should have been here. Our schedules are getting a little mixed. So, what I can promise you is Lewis will be here next Saturday. I can promise you that. But until then, I'll see you guys next week. Or, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next